you so much to everybody for being here, to all of the families, the parents, the grandparents, and all of the kids that are with us today. After waiting and dealing with a huge ton of cuts and delays from the Liberals, and now more cuts and delays from the Conservatives, we have no choice but to gather together again and fight for a needs-based autism program in Ontario. The Ford government has the report, gathered experts, knows exactly what Ontario families need, and have chosen not to follow through. So today we are in front of Mike Harris's office in Elmira, and we are here to say we are not waiting any longer. I am joined today by MPP Catherine Fife from Waterloo, and we've got some parents here that will introduce themselves and also explain what's happening in their families.
My son Austin Jones was diagnosed with autism in 2012 when he was just 2 years old. At the time, I was told he would be immediately placed on a wait list for ABA therapy. Fast forward to this very day, Austin is almost 10 years old and has yet to receive any therapy or funding from the Ontario Autism Program. While the Ford government and the Minister of Children, Community and Social Services, Todd Smith, continue to ignore my relentless requests for supports, my son's age and needs are being discriminated against, and any future funding is being threatened to be taken away before it has ever been given. My son has spent 7 long years waiting for services with next to no communication from the Ontario Autism Program or the Ontario government. I cannot even begin to explain, as a single mother, the challenges I have to face on a daily basis with little to no support. I've spent sleepless nights worrying about Austin's future and wondering if the OAP is going to continue to ignore us until Austin is 18 years old and no longer their problem. We cannot wait until 2021 for a needs-based therapy. We've already waited too long. Austin needs these services now. I'm asking the Ontario government to realize the urgency of the situation and not to abandon us any longer. Thank you.
My name is Janet, and I have a son who is 8, Sebastian, who has autism. Sebastian requires therapy in order to learn every basic skill, from toileting to communication to dressing. Sebastian also struggles with rigidities that make him afraid of new experiences, whether that's wearing a Band-Aid or putting on snow pants for the first time in the winter. He has to be introduced to these changes in small incremental steps, often over weeks or months. Sebastian has been fortunate to receive ABA therapy for the last few years at 20 hours a week. I can't easily explain how important this therapy has been for our lives. Because of it, Sebastian went from eating just 3 foods to over 100. He's learned to use the toilet, to walk with us safely on busy streets, and to communicate his needs with an iPad. Sebastian has proven that he can learn. Sebastian has proven he can learn, but it takes him much longer, and a dedicated team of specialists to help him do so. And I'm really thankful that my senior therapist is here today. He's helped us to learn. Let's give her a round of applause. Sebastian has been helped tremendously by therapy, but he still has so much more to learn. Because of his rigidities, he's never had a proper dental exam. He's never taken a medication when he's sick. These are the types of goals that we'd like to work on next in ABA, but we don't know if his funding will continue past April. So we're being forced into making impossible choices between whether we want him to learn to take a medication or to be ready for a dental checkup. I'm very concerned that Sebastian could regress in the skills he has learned or not learn these new ones if his funding is cut off in April. But we don't know what's going to happen because the government hasn't told us. So families like mine are living in stress yet again for the second time in a year because we don't know what's coming, we don't know how to plan, we don't know if our children will be going into full-time school mid-year. My son requires a full-time EA to stay safe. We don't know if he will be provided that. So I'm here to stand for all of the families in service to ask the government to please not throw us off a cliff, to give us a proper transition into the new program. And I'm also here to stand in solidarity with the thousands of families like Dana's who have received nothing and are waiting. We need needs-based therapy now, not in 2021, and that's what we're here to ask our government to prioritize. No! Thank you.
So the people are here today basically to give Doug Ford and Todd Smith a message. They don't want to be out on a cold street in Elmira outside of MPP Mike Harris Jr.'s office. They want to be in their homes. They want to be in their schools. And these children deserve better. The lack of transparency and the lack of details and the lack of integrity in rolling out a needs-based program is quite honestly cruel. So we are going to go back to Queen's Park. We are going to show up on the 18th and we're going to fight for these families and for these children. Doug Ford, you have to